The biliary tree. This is the system of ducts that drain and store bile and deliver bile to the small intestine. Bile is secreted by liver cells at a constant rate of 40 ml per hour, and when digestion is not taking place, bile is stored and concentrated in the gallbladder. Bile canaliculi are the smallest tributaries. They are in the portal canals of the liver and they drain into interlobular ducts. These ducts join to form larger ducts, and then at the porta hepatis, they form the right and left hepatic ducts. The right hepatic duct drains the right lobe of the liver, the left hepatic duct drains the left lobe, caudate lobe, and quadrate lobe. The biliary tree consists of the right and left hepatic ducts, the common hepatic duct, the bile duct, the gallbladder, and the cystic duct. The common hepatic duct is about 4 centimeters long and descends within the free margin of the lesser omentum. It is joined on the right side by the cystic duct from the gallbladder to form the bile duct. The bile duct, or the common bile duct, is about 3 inches long. In the first part of its course, it lies in the free margin of the lesser omentum in front of the opening in the lesser sac. Here it lies in front of the right margin of the portal vein and the right of the hepatic artery. On the second part, it is situated behind the first part of the duodenum to the right of the gastroduodenal artery. In the third part of its course, it lies in a groove on the posterior surface of the head of the pancreas, and here the bile duct comes in contact with the main pancreatic duct. The bile duct ends by piercing the medial wall of the second part of the duodenum about halfway down its length. The ampulla of Vater. The main pancreatic duct usually joins the bile duct into an opening called the ampulla of Vater. The ampulla opens into the lumen of the duodenum by means of a small papilla called the major duodenal papilla. The terminal parts of both the ducts and the ampulla are surrounded by a circular muscle, and that is called the sphincter of Oddi, or the sphincter of the hepatico-pancreatic ampulla. The gallbladder is a pear-shaped sac lying on the undersurface of the liver. It has a capacity of 30 to 50 ml and it stores bile and concentrates it by absorbing the water. It's divided into fundus, body, and neck. The fundus is rounded and it projects below the inferior margin of the liver, where it comes in contact with the anterior abdominal wall, and this is at the level of the tip of the 9th costal cartilage. This is an important surface marking. The body of the gallbladder lies in contact with the visceral surface of the liver, and the neck becomes continuous with the cystic duct, which turns into the lesser omentum to join the common hepatic duct to form the bile duct. The relations of the gallbladder. Anteriorly, the anterior abdominal wall and the inferior surface of the liver. Posteriorly, the transverse colon, the first and second parts of the duodenum, cystic duct, which turns into the lesser omentum to join the hepatic duct to form the bile duct. The function of the gallbladder is to concentrate, store bile, and absorb the bile salts. Cholesterol is excreted into the bile. The mucous membrane of the gallbladder is thrown into permanent folds that unite with each other, giving the surface a honeycombed appearance. Fat causes the release of the hormone called cholecystokinin from the mucous membrane of the duodenum, and this makes the gallbladder to contract and bile enters into the duodenum. At the same time, the smooth muscle around the end of the ampulla of Vater relaxes, allowing the flow of bile. The bile salts in the bile are important for the digestion of fat. The blood supply. The cystic artery, which is a branch of the right hepatic artery. The vein is a cystic vein which drains directly into the portal vein. Lymphatic drainage is into the cystic lymph node situated near the neck of the gallbladder, and then hepatic nodes, and then the celiac nodes. The nerve supply is from the celiac plexus, both sympathetic and parasympathetic. The pancreas. The pancreas is a soft lobulated gland which is situated in the center of the abdomen. It lies around the epigastric region and it is retroperitoneal. It has both an exocrine and endocrine function. The exocrine portion of the gland produces enzymes for the breakdown of protein, fats, and carbohydrates, while the endocrine portion of the glands, which are typically in the pancreatic islets of Langerhans, produce hormones like insulin and glucagon. The pancreas is an elongated, soft lobulated structure in the epigastrium and in the left upper quadrant. It is divided into head, neck, body, and tail. It lies in front of the beginning of the portal vein and the origin of the superior mesenteric artery from the aorta. The head is in the C loop of the duodenum, the body runs upward and to the left across the midline, and the tail passes forward in the splenorenal ligament and comes in contact with the hilum of the spleen. The relations of the pancreas. Anteriorly from the right to the left are the transverse colon, the attachment of the transverse mesocolon, the lesser sac, and the stomach. Posteriorly from right to left, you have the bile duct, portal and splenic veins, inferior vena cava, the aorta, the origin of the superior mesenteric artery, the left psoas muscle, the left suprarenal gland, the left kidney, and the hilum of the spleen. The pancreatic ducts. The main duct of the pancreas begins in the tail and it runs forward all the way to the head, and it opens into the second part of the duodenum at about the middle region, and it joins with the bile duct onto the major duodenal papilla. The accessory duct of the pancreas, when present, drains the upper part of the head, and if it's present, it opens into the duodenum a short distance above the main duct opening into the minor duodenal papilla. The blood supply of the pancreas is from superior and inferior pancreatic or duodenal artery, which supplies the head. The splenic artery gives short branches to the body and tail. The veins go by the same names, and they drain into the portal vein. The lymphatic drainage is through celiac and superior mesenteric lymph nodes, and the nerve supply is sympathetic and parasympathetic nerve fibers.